Hello, everyone, and good morning, and welcome to our another discussion or a topic to talk about and to see what it means to all of us. I hope many who are associated with Ayurveda or with the Vedic philosophy, they must have heard and read about four aims of Ayurveda: dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Now, we all read them various time, whether we are university graduate or just doing a diploma in Ayurveda or advanced diploma or becoming a practitioner and running a successful practice or in our own life, whatever. Anyone in this universe, if they have ever given a moment to understand about these four aims of Ayurveda, or what Vedas has given, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and try to understand their meaning and apply, not even say 100%, even if we apply 50% of these in our own life, I can assure you all our physical, mental, emotional problems can be tackled without much issues. We will never suffer what we are suffering today in our day-to-day life. So how come? What is in these four aims that we are making such a big claim that all our problems can be sorted out? So let's discuss what it means to us. When we talk about dharma, what that dharma mean? Dharma is our social responsibility, social obligations. Now, each one of us at different phases of our life, different roles we play, and we have our different responsibilities. Now, first of all, if we take up the dharma related to my profession, and if I'm talking about our profession as a Ayurvedic practitioner, yoga practitioner, meditation practitioner, reason why I'm talking about these profession, because this principle is given to us from our Vedic science, Vedic philosophy, Vedic knowledge, and those will be very closely associated with them. And then we come up to our all students who are either learning yoga, either learning Ayurveda at whatever level. Do we ever give a moment to sit and think, am I fulfilling my dharma? And before even start thinking, have we ever given what is my dharma in these professions and in these fields and in that situation in my life? Dharma, as I said, is our responsibilities, my obligations. And if my obligation as a Ayurvedic practitioner, I have to find what is my utmost responsibility. My utmost responsibility is to commit in all honesty to my client. And how I can commit to them? If when they come to me for whatever ailment, whatever issue, if I'm able to advise them correctly, if I'm able to advise them according to traditional Ayurvedic principles, then I can say on a day by day, I am fulfilling my dharma in my profession. But if on the other side, if I'm not doing so, is it someone going to come and punish me? No. We are in a free world where we have all the rights in our life. We have a free speech and free doings in our life kind of right. We all feel that. So no one going to come and punish me. But at the same time, if we know a little bit more bigger picture of our this whole creation, because what Ayurveda share with us, that we are the microcosm of this bigger macrocosm, and we believe in that this whole creation is created by one power, whatever we call it, spirit, God, Paramatma, you name it. And we then need to remember that if I am not fulfilling my dharma, yes, I am feeling no one can give me any punishment, but that creator, that power, that spirit is not going to let that thing go. We will always be punished for not fulfilling our dharma, if not today, tomorrow, if not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. And even if we get away with in the current situation, when we will appear in his court, we have to pay for that. Yes, you all can say, who has seen that part? Obviously, no one of us has seen that. But this is where the life comes up. We always want to put ourselves as a blind eye towards certain things which does not suits me in my life. And that's how our misery start. Because when we talk about these four aims are given not to punish us, not to make us rigid, but have given us by our this ancient science so that we can understand how I have to structure my life, so that I can be away from all the miseries which my all wrongdoings can bring to me. So, talking about the dharma, as I said, first of all, we need to look at what situation I am in the current part. And if I'm a student, if I'm a practitioner, or whatever profession you are, as long as I do justice to that, and justice has to be according to what has been given by that science. And that's where I'm coming back again and again to Ayurveda. Ayurveda has never given us at a single level that you just need to practice by giving some kind of herbs or product to your client. Ayurveda has given us this one message that our role is, as a representative of Ayurveda, to serve the mankind and empower the mankind and make them aware that how they can play a role in their well-being by correcting all the wrongdoings, and wrongdoings will be advised by a practitioner, no matter whatever level I am. If I'm an Ayurvedic doctor, I have a responsibility. It does not give me that now I'm capable of using more stronger preparation. No. First of all, if I not making my client aware about from where his or her problems are coming, then I'm no way fulfilling my dharma. Then comes your dharma towards your family at whatever level you are. If you are a father, mother, then your responsibility towards your family is to look after them, guide them, support them, no matter how they are reacting. If your child, if your son, daughter not listening to you, does not mean that you let them go. Your job is to keep guiding them, keep supporting them. Same way, your responsibility towards your family means your wife comes up, your husband comes up, does not mean that whether we married or not married, we are a partner or a wife, whatever you call them. You have made a commitment and then you have a responsibility. So what is the first responsibility is at least to look after his or her all the happiness, all the suffering, all the sorrows, and be a part with them. Not just thinking that, okay, now my wife or my husband got some problem, so I can leave him or her and find another one. That's not what my dharma is. And when we do these things, what happen? I will come next to the second part, but let's first finish this part of the dharma. In the same way, we have now responsibilities toward our community. Once you able to understand your responsibility at whatever level you are in the family, then your responsibilities come outside that sphere. And that's where you come up in relation to your community. So what kind of contribution I can make towards my community? What I can do positive to make a good surroundings and good environment around my community. We don't need to always think of that is not my job. We all have some kind of responsibility, and that is what our this four aims has taught us. Contribution has to come from everyone. There is not one person, which we call nowadays our government, has to have the responsibility. But then at their level, when those people who are involved in government, they also have their dharma to serve the country in a right way, not in a way that they become just into government and then try to keep doing something for themselves. So this is what dharma has been given to us. Now, if I'm fulfilling my dharma at every moment, every time in my life, what it will do? It will help us to feel peace inside. Peace inside means we only can see our body, physical body. But what Ayurveda has given us, that physical body is what you can see. But there are so many non-physical aspects which impact our life. And when those non-physical aspects are not in harmony with the physical, that's where your all the ailment comes up. So those non-physical aspects can always get affected when I'm doing something wrong in my this physical body. Because we all learn the art of putting in a brave face all the time. But we can have the control on our outside picture, but real picture is inside, and that is out of control for us. And that is where when I'm doing wrong deeds against my dharma, my inner pendulum will start churning more at a higher speed, that speed which is not compatible to your body. And what will happen? It will start eroding us from inside. And that's where your first stage of disease start. So dharma help us to keep ourselves more and more stable. Every day when we wake up, we must give some moment to identify what I have to do today, how it will impact me, how it can impact my family, what I can do as a part of my responsibilities today. So that's the part of the dharma has been given to us. But we only read this sentence and let it go, and that's where our all the problems comes up, because on a every day by day, moment by moment, we keep doing wrong things. Then comes artha. Artha means wealth, money. Now, what our Vedic principles has taught us, that earning money is very important, because then you are not dependent on anyone else. You need to make all the effort that you earn money so that you can feed your family, you can feed to whom you relate your dharma, and then that also you can contribute something towards your community where you also have some dharma. But then, if I don't work, if I don't earn, what will happen? I will be dependent on others. I will be either looking for some social sport, or I will be looking to go on the street to beg. That's not going to do any good to me. No matter whatever type of the job I do, I must try to make my 2 meals with my own effort. That is what the dharma part comes up. But the artha comes up. But at the same time, it has the other side part there. Now, at same stage, our Ayurvedic philosophy has given us that you need to work hard to earn money, but you don't need to have the thought of acquiring money by wrong means. You can make millions, no question about that. But you need to every moment look at whether you are making your earning with the right deeds or not. Because artha is very important component to give you that stability, but at the same time it can be the most dangerous part. Dangerous in the sense is about our sufferings, because that is what this dharma, artha, kama, moksha relate with. So when I will be always thinking of money, it means I will always think that what are the ways I can use to make money. Then I will start doing wrong things in my practice, wrong aspect, whether I am charging my client more than what I should charge, because that is how you have to structure in your practice the right type of charges for your services what you are offering, so that it can give you reasonable profit, so that you can make your own living. But at the same time, just charging out of the whole legitimate way of charging, just because people believe me, believe people trust me, that is not going to work, and that is what Ayurveda has given. But at the same time, Ayurveda has given us one another aspect related with artha, that when someone start into this aspect of making money by using wrong means, either stealing, either cheating, either doing other kind of ways, what it will bring? It will bring again layers of bad karmas to us, and which we all have to pay anyway. And that is where your next part will come up, which is your kama. Kama means desires. Now, What these desires are? We have five our senses, and each sense relate with the different desires. Say, as I mentioned, what are those five senses? First sense is your eyes, then your ears, then your tongue, then your nose. So then when we talk about these five senses, if we are not using them in a correct way, they can lead us to wrong action. Just talk about first sense is your tongue. Tongue is related with the taste. Now, if you're not able to have a better control on your that sense, what will happen? You will start making wrong choices in regard to eating muffin, cake, chocolate, lollies all the time. And what will they do? If you are already more prone towards certain ailments which relate with the sweet, which is one of them is your diabetes and overweight, what will happen? We will start suffering from those ailments, if not today, maybe tomorrow. And then what they will do? They will contribute towards other ailment. My cholesterol goes high, blood pressure goes high. So I'm inviting miseries by not following a control on my senses. In the same way, if I'm not having a better control on my eyes, then I will get lured towards various things which I should not. And then the most dangerous desire is getting into excessive and extra sexual activities. And this is what Ayurveda has given us very clear message that you have to have a better control on your senses. But most important is our lower kama, lower desires, which will then give you no difference between us and the animals. But then each desire will have an effect, and that effect is in the form of your karma. Every action has a reward, good or bad, and it is in our hand what kind of reward we are looking for. And if we are looking for this reward on the bad side, we will build up layer by layer, and those layers, where they go? They go on your soul. Soul you call it, spirit you call it, under your identity you call it, because we all have that. Whether I believe in the creation, whether I believe in God or not, does not matter. But that reality is that each individual has his own identity, and that identity relates with your soul. And soul is the experiencer, and that is where whatever will be done by me, that will add layer on our soul, because that is what soul has decided to come in this universe to experience all what is around us. And that's how we are get caught in this universe. So we have to have a better control on my desires, kama. So that's where dharma, artha, kama comes up. And now comes up moksha. Now many will think moksha means liberation from the death and birth. Yes, real sense of that is for that purpose. But we don't need to think of even that liberation, because that liberation is far off from our own control. We are not capable of achieving it without certain other component, and one component is His grace. But what Ayurveda has told us, that if you are able to follow your dharma, artha, kama in a right format, you can liberate yourself from all the miseries, all the diseases at a physical, mental, emotional level. And that is one thing we should look at. Everyone who has any suffering, they must sit and ask themselves that why I am having these problems in my life, what I am contributing towards them. And you will find somewhere there are gaps in you by following your dharma. There is some gaps in the way we are trying to earn our money, because I will be under the influence of greed, frustration, anger, jealous, hatred when I'm not able to earn money, and that tend me towards doing wrong deeds, which will bring up more and more misery. And then comes the karma, as I shared. When I don't have any better control on my desires, they will deplete me, deplete my ojas. Ojas is your immune strength at every level. And when those are all going in the wrong directions, I'm inviting miseries at a physical, mental, and emotional level. And those are the miseries which we all are suffering today. So if there is any solution, solution is in our hand. And in our hand, that is where these four words can make a change in our life. If we fulfill our dharma in a correct format, if we always remember that how I have to follow this second aim of making money, and then I able to keep my karma under control, I can assure you there is no way any one of us can suffer our ailments, what we are suffering in today's world. Yes, someone might say that there are so many other reasons of having ailment, which is totally agree, but then you will have much more better capability to fight with if any problem come to you, in spite of you trying to keep yourself in the bracket of fulfilling these three primary aim, and then the fourth will be naturally associated with that. Because when you fulfill all the time these three dharma, what it will do? It will give you happiness, it will give you that awareness to be aware what is going around in my body, what is going around in my mind, and the moment you have something going wrong, you will be aware and you will make an effort before it becomes a bigger ailment. That is what this dharma, artha, kama, moksha is. So my message to everyone, to all our students who study Ayurveda, wherever they study, not necessarily that with the AIS only, or those who are Ayurvedic practitioner, no matter whatever level you are, don't think that you are not doing a diploma or advanced diploma, so this principle does not apply. Even if you have studied in universities, that is where in the first year, this is the basic principle which we have to learn. But the problem is when we are at universities, we just listen and read that one sentence in Sanskrit and let it go, because our focus is something different. And that's the sad part. When we think that these are the small components and don't understand that these are the foundation of Ayurveda on which we are trying to build our life, our profession, and supporting our family. But we never value the key principle of Ayurveda. So then what we are doing is, we are abusing our that system which is giving me my identity. And same is to all those practitioners who are out in the market after graduating either as an advanced diploma practitioner or a diploma, and if they are not on a daily basis looking into these four aims, miseries and sufferings will always come up. And again, we always have to remind ourselves, my miseries, my sufferings are not created by someone else. These are all my own creation. These are all my own deeds. And that is what you can empower yourself. The moment, the day you become honest to your profession, honest to your job, you can mitigate many problems which can come in our life, and we feel that they are the biggest monster. No, they are not the monster. We have the capability to fight with that strongest monster by just reminding ourselves our ultimate goal of liberation from this suffering, and that can happen by following our dharma, artha, kama in a correct format. Thanks, everyone.